Thank you for tuning in to V News. You're watching the bulletins. Coming up next are top stories.
National APEC 2017 Committee makes debut. Vietnam attends second French language World Forum. European visitors set to rise on visa exemptions.
A national committee to prepare and organize the APEC summit and related meetings scheduled to take place in Vietnam in 2017 premiered on July 21st.
Addressing the event in Hanoi, Prime Minister Nguyen said the hosting of APEC 2017 is a new step forward in Vietnam's efforts to accelerate international integration and improve its multilateral diplomacy, helping boost socio-economic development and promote the country's image. He asked the National APEC 2017 committee members to do their best to make the event a success. Following the launching ceremony, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Phạm Bình Minh, chairman of the committee, presided over its first session. National APEC 2017 committee was set up on July 16th in accordance with a Prime Minister decision. It consists of 5 subcommittees in charge of directing, supervising and coordinating the preparation and organizations of the event.
We have more news coming up next. Stay tuned.
On July 21st in Hanoi, Prime Minister Nguyen hosted a reception for Mr. Park Soo-kwon, Vietnam's Honorary General Consul in Busan, Gyeongnam, the Republic of Korea. Prime Minister Dung proposed that Mr. Park Soo-kwon pay more attention to the Vietnamese community in the Republic of Korea, making further contributions to boosting the relationship between the two countries. He told his guests that he has asked the State Bank of Vietnam to quickly grant a license to the Busan Bank to open a branch in Vietnam. Mr. Park Soo-kwon said, along with the opening of a branch in Vietnam, the Busan Bank is working to encourage more Busan businesses to invest in the Southeast Asian country. According to him, Vietnamese and Korean businesses show their interest in the areas of automobile spare parts, semiconductors, aquacultural products, and industrial plastics.
Clemency will be granted to around 16,000 to 17,000 prisoners on the occasion of the 70th National Day, September 2nd, making it the biggest ever.
At a meeting of the Central Advisory Council on Amnesty in Hanoi on July 20th, Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen stressed that right inmates should benefit from clemency so that justice is served in an objective manner. He asked press agencies and localities to strengthen awareness campaigns towards eliminating stigma against the released prisoners and helping them stabilize their lives. The clemency is designed to encourage prisoners to refresh themselves so that they can return to society sooner than scheduled. The amnesty list is scheduled to be submitted to the state president for consideration and decision in late August.
Vietnam and Laos will enhance cooperation in agriculture, forestry, fishery and rural development during the 2015 to 2016 period.
Vietnam's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and Laos Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry will focus on science, technology, education, investment and trade. The two sides reached consensus during the two ministers' meeting in Vientiane on July 21st. The two sides will also boost ties in technology transfer and expert exchanges to enhance training and study capacity for a number of institutes, universities and colleges under the ministries. The Vietnamese ministry is willing to share its experience in building systems for research, IT development and agricultural statistics, and in researching and analyzing agricultural and rural development policies.
The second edition of the French Language World Forum is taking place from July 20th to 23rd in Liège, Brussels, bringing together more than 1,500 delegates worldwide, including Vietnamese representatives, to share their perspectives and projects regarding creative Francophonie.
The event provided an opportunity to honor the French language through creativity and innovation, and called on the Francophonie community all over the world to seek and foster creativity. This year's forum introduces about 130 projects and almost 100 events in 5 major fields such as education, economics, culture and cultural identities, the relationship between the French language and creativity, and citizens' rights. It also hosts a number of art performances and photo exhibitions. The Vietnamese delegation to the event includes a number of young lecturers from universities in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang, and Cần Thơ. They brought to the event a project which promotes the coastal resort city of Da Nang in the French language to international holiday makers.
The central province of Bình Định will house Vietnam's first science complex, whose construction began on July 20th. Let's take a look.
The 3.8-hectare complex is located inside the precinct of the International Center for Interdisciplinary Science and Education in Nguyen, Nguyen City. With an investment capital of $7.84 million from the state budget, the first national science complex comprises a planetarium, a science museum, and an astronomical observatory. Construction is due to be completed in 2017. The complex will be a circular building and said to be in complete harmony with the area's natural landscape and space. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony, Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Đam said he hoped the complex and similar works and activities in other localities could brighten many scientific dreams.
Vietnam's Ministry of Defense and the Cambodian Royal Army have inaugurated a complex comprising residential quarters, a 3-story workplace, and a military store in Cambodia's Can Dao province.
The complex, built with funding from Vietnam Military Zone 7, is located in the headquarters of the Royal Cambodian Armed Forces Brigade 70. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony on July 20th, General Pon Saroen, Commander-in-Chief of the Royal Cambodia Armed Forces, expressed his sincere thanks to the wholehearted assistance given by Military Zone 7, as well as the Vietnamese Ministry of Defense. The General said efforts and assistance from Military Zone 7 and the Vietnamese Army had made significant contributions to Cambodia's security and defense.
The Republic of Korea has been considered one of the most promising export markets for Vietnam's aquatic products, especially after the two countries signed a free trade agreement in May.
Vietnam's aquatic product exports to the East Asian country have maintained stable growth over the past 5 years. In 2013, the Republic of Korea was the 5th biggest importer of Vietnamese aquatic products, accounting for 7.6% of the market share. The nation climbed to 4th position 1 year later, with 8.6% of the market share. The Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers said from early 2016, Vietnamese shrimp exports to the country will enjoy numerous preferential incentives, including tariff eliminations, down from the current 20%, with a quota of 10,000 tons. Shrimp exports to the country brought home nearly $318 million in 2014, a 41.3% increase from 2013. To fully exploit this market, the association recommends Vietnamese exporters to ensure food hygiene and the quality of aquatic products, especially the requirements of origin.
The General Department of Vietnam Customs recently issued a decision on the new customs procedures for imports and exports. More in the following report.
The new decision provides guidance on the inspection of imported and exported goods during loading and unloading at border gates, product preservation, and electronic customs, among others. The General Department of Vietnam Customs also specified the selection of goods for inspection, the disposal of customs declaration forms, and handling faulty declaration forms. The decision will take effect from August 15th.
The Electricity of Vietnam, or EVN, has spent nearly $22.3 billion to develop power plants and grids from 2011 to 2015 in compliance with the National Power Development Plan.
In the past 5 years, some 34 power generators with a total capacity of more than 9,800 megawatts were put into operation, and work started on the construction of 10 power projects nationwide. Particularly, the Sơn La Hydro Power Plant, designed with a 2,400 megawatt capacity, was completed 3 years earlier than scheduled, bringing huge economic benefits to the country. As many as 865 transformer stations and transmission lines were connected to the national grid during the period. However, the EVN said that power overloads are occurring in some localities due to a number of delayed projects spurred by insufficient capital, slow land clearance, natural calamities, and design changes. In a bid to meet investment demands, the group targets to mobilize over $27.9 billion from 2016 to 2020 through official development assistance loans and issuing domestic and international bonds. The group will scrutinize provincial and municipal power development plans nationwide to adjust investments in line with practical needs and ask relevant ministries and organizations to facilitate administrative procedures, land clearance, and power planning. It will also build advanced economic technical standards for the grid to improve efficiency and reduce losses during transmission. In the next 5 years, the group will complete 11 power plants with a combined capacity of over 5,800 megawatts, while ensuring progress of key power projects and making preparations for the country's first nuclear power plant in Ninh Thuận province.
The Ha Long Bay Management Board in the northeast province of Quảng Ninh is increasing its cooperation with the private sector to implement tourism sector reforms. More details coming up next.
Phạm Thùy Dương, head of the board, said that the major goal in 2015 is to shake up all business activities in Ha Long Bay, one of the major tourist destinations in northern Vietnam. Relevant departments and local governments were asked to closely coordinate to seek effective measures, ensure a healthy business environment, and develop tourism brands. The board will design plans to put farming and trading seafood, kayaking, and man-powered boating services in the bay under management. At each tourist site, the board will use public-private partnerships to diversify tourism products and services. The board will also put manned boating services out for competitive tender and called on investors to develop tourism products for the province. The public-private partnership model will apply to all tourism sites in the bay to diversify tourism products. Ha Long Bay is known for its emerald water and thousands of towering limestone islands topped by rainforests and welcome millions of local and international tourists each year.
The number of visitors to Vietnam from 5 Western European countries is expected to increase by 50% in the next 3 years as visa exemption norms kicked in this month.
According to the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism, annually some 700,000 Western Europe nationals visit Vietnam, while about 150,000 Vietnamese visit these 5 countries. The figures are short of the potential, which is why Prime Minister Nguyen agreed to grant visa exemption to people from these 5 countries in an attempt to lure more tourists to Vietnam. Residents of the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy and Spain no longer require a visa to travel to Vietnam for stays that last no longer than 15 days. The Prime Minister's decision came into effect on July 1st this year and will remain effective until June 30th, 2016. The administration is hoping the visa exemption and some tourism stimulus programs will attract 1.1 million arrivals from those markets in the next 3 years, up 50% from 2015.
And that was the end of our news bulletin. Thank you for your attention. For more information, you can log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.